A very warm welcome to one and all present here. STEM Spark Innovation Fest 2021 is here. We are here again with yet another celebration of learning on the special occasion of International Science Day. The next 1 hour is going to be a fantastic ride into the world of tinkering and innovation. So let the sparks fly.
Oakland Tower United 135, ready for takeoff. Flight crew, please prepare for landing.
That's a perfect example of paper planes getting converted into copters and drones. STEM Spark Innovation at Schools is a program with keen focus on imparting STEM education in Atal Tinkering Labs of government and government-aided schools. The program is implemented by CGI in collaboration with NITI Aayog and Learning Links Foundation. I would like to now request the President, Asia Pacific Global Delivery, Centers of Excellence, CGI, Mr. George Medical, to share some insights on the program.
Thank you very much, Sushmita. It's a real privilege for me to be here with you, and welcome to all of the participants in this session. It's a real thrill to have you all here, and I know that you all have been working very hard over the past few months, and we at CGI, we are really happy to be able to partner along with the Atal the Atal Innovation Mission, as well as with the Learning Links Foundation to really sponsor this program. And it's part of CGI's efforts to give back to the community. One of our key priorities is to make a difference in the communities where we live and work. And one of the key focus areas for us is education and science and technology education, which is why we have sponsored this particular STEM program, which is reaching almost 100 schools and almost 60,000 students across India. And it's really one of the flagships of our efforts in the community in the space of education. Let me just say a couple of things about CGI. So CGI is an IT company, a global IT company based in Canada. We have 78,000 people across the world and almost 16,000 here in India across different cities: Bangalore, Mumbai, Hyderabad, Chennai primarily, and Pune as well. We provide IT services to clients throughout the world. As I said, part of our goal is to give back to the community. We know that we benefit from the communities that we are in. All of our 16,000 people, they live in various communities in India, and they all have a real motivation to give back, because we receive much, and we all need to give back. And that's how we as a country, we as communities can improve. So I want to just first of all just congratulate our students. I know it's been quite an effort, and the time that you've taken to really participate in this program, and I hope that you have benefited from it, right? And certainly science and technology education is critical to our country. Is critical to the world, that we have more and more people, more and more children, students coming out of the education system trained in science and technology. Today, we live in a digital world, an increasingly digital world, where without that kind of knowledge, without knowledge of science, without knowledge of technology, without the innovation and the creativity, you really can't progress in life. And so I think it's just a wonderful initiative that all of you are participating in. And even as I congratulate you, I just want to maybe leave you with a few thoughts here, and really three things I would say. One is that the projects that you've done, they might seem like small projects, right? They might seem very very little, and maybe not doing much, but keep in mind that what we're trying to do through these programs is to really help you to build your creativity. It's to build your critical thinking skills. It's to help you to figure out how do you go about independently understanding problems, figuring out solutions to those problems, and then following up by actually building something to address those problems. So I would encourage you to really take what you've learned and to go beyond the classroom, right? To engage in solving real world problems. And we know that in the world out there, there's a million problems out there, right? Everything from simple problems that we see in our daily life to global problems, like for example the problem of climate change. Even as we speak, there's a big conference going on in Scotland of all the countries of the world, and officials gathering together to figure out how do we solve the biggest problem we have, which is a problem of climate change, right? And global warming. And let me tell you, the little work that you're doing today, the skills that you're building, the creative thinking that you are developing, the initiative that you're showing, that's exactly the kind of skills that we need in the future. The students of today who are going to be the future of our country tomorrow, to take on these big problems, right, and address them. So go beyond the classroom, engage in solutions to real problems. Secondly, I would say, exhibit a spirit of curiosity, right? So innovation starts with curiosity. Innovation starts with noticing what's happening around you, and then going a step further and asking the questions. Well, why is it that way, right? Why does it have to be that way? That's where innovation begins. So I would just encourage all of you students to build and exhibit that spirit of curiosity. Ask questions, right? And then pursue answers to them, pursue knowledge. And the third thing I would say through these STEM programs, as you hopefully continue with them, is to build the skills, the research skills, the investigative skills, the exploratory skills that you need to actually solve these problems. So I would just encourage you in those three things: move beyond the classroom, engage in solving real world problems, exhibit curiosity, build or develop that spirit of curiosity, and third, develop those research skills, the investigative skills that you need, which will then help you to solve the problems that you want to attack. And again, congratulations to all of you students for the hard work that you've put in, and it's been a privilege for us to be an enabler for this. And then I just want to appreciate a few folks. Of course, it takes a lot of effort to put on something as massive as this, right? 100 schools throughout the country, 60,000 students. It doesn't just happen, right? So I just want to, first of all, I want to thank my team at CGI, led by Sudhir Subraman, who's our sponsor, our executive sponsor for all of our CSR initiatives, and then Nirbhay Lamde, who heads is the director of CSR. I want to thank the teams and the volunteers, and I want to thank all of the innovation coaches, right? So, without coaches, without mentors giving direction, these things don't happen. So I want to thank all of the innovation coaches. I want to thank the the folks who are in charge of the Atal Tinkering Labs. And then, we don't do anything. We don't get anything done without our teachers. And so just a shout out to the teachers in these 100 schools, reaching out to these students. Really want to thank you for your initiative. You're the ones who touch the lives of these students every day. You are the ones who inculcate in them the desire, the zeal to pursue learning in science and technology. And then, of course, I can't leave out the school principals and their leadership, right? Their initiative that they took to involve all of us as partners in this effort, and providing that leadership is really critical. And then finally, I just want to thank the Atal Innovation Mission, Dr. Dr. Chintan Vaishnav will be speaking to us later, I believe, in the program, and the government of India. And it's really wonderful that we have a forward-thinking government which which provides these kind of opportunities, which really has a vision around training up students, around developing the generations of the future, and provides the means and the funding, and works collaboratively with corporates and all other parts of society to make these things a reality. And then finally, of course, I want to thank our partner, our NGO partner, Learning Links Foundation, and Dr. Anjali Prakash, who and her organization, who have really, figured out the nuts and bolts of this and done all the heavy lifting in making this happen. And we've been really privileged to work with them on multiple programs, and this has been one of our most successful ones that we've done as a company. So we look forward to continuing that partnership, and again, enjoy the rest of the program. I know it'll be very inspiring. I'm inspired when I see all the things that these students are doing, and it gives us a lot of hope for the future, that we have students who are building these skills, who have the curiosity, and who are going to be the leaders of tomorrow, helping us solve some problems which, as we look at them today, seem like insurmountable problems. But the seed is planted here, and I certainly look forward to that seed being watered, to the harvest coming up, and great things happening from this group of students. So thank you very much, and enjoy the rest of the program. Back to you.
Thank you, sir, for your insights on the program. The vision statement seems so strong and compelling. A great impact for the whole country is bound to happen. Collaboration accelerates the process of a revolution, ensuring impact, uplifting lives of a community. In collaboration with NITI Aayog, CGI has adopted 100 schools spread across the southern states of India, promoting innovation through STEM learning from the Atal Tinkering Labs set up in the school. Let us see the program numbers. Gone are the days when students studied science, maths, arts as different subjects. Working in Atal Tinkering Lab setup involved every discipline to work in harmony, making students think in almost all dimensions of multiple subjects. Atal Innovation Mission is a massive step by Government of India to bring about a change in the way learning is looked at. I would like to request the Mission Director, Atal Innovation Mission, Dr. Chintan Vaishnav, to address the audience.
Thank you so much. Good evening, everybody, and greetings to all the friends in the audience. Also greetings to friends at CGI, George, Sudhir, Nirbhay, and friends at Learning Links Foundation, Anjali, and colleagues. First of all, let me add my congratulations to what George was saying, to all the participants who gave their time and participated enthusiastically. Obviously, without you, such a program would not have much value. So, this is it's great to learn that there are 100 schools with 60,000 students engaging. What I'd like to do very quickly is I'd like to offer my interpretation of what's happening here in terms of how such things I think are making impact and where we ought to be going with them. Before I do that, though, I want to really thank both CGI and LLF for this wonderful collaboration, very effective collaboration. I mean, we all know that large corporations have resources, but it is really the people inside these large corporations who have the intentions. And your ability to drive your corporation to engage in such activities is definitely commendable. So thank you so much for that. Now, in terms of how I see such interventions, you see, Atul, Tinkering Labs was always viewed as an operating system of sorts, if you would. So it was believed, though a hypothesis was that when these labs will be available in large enough numbers, they will offer an opportunity for different groups with different capabilities to offer programs to students to learn on top of these, what these labs have to offer. And I think this is a beautiful example of that happening. And there, I think there can be a lot of diversity in what one can teach. And that is beginning to happen. STEM Spark in particular, I was really intrigued by a couple of aspects of it, which I'd like to share with you. The first is this idea of STEM, which is, I mean, of course, science and technology are important topics to learn. And the intention that we're going to make them interactive, inquiry-based, discovery-led type of learning is not an easy thing to do. I mean, I can say this as a teacher, having tried it in various ways, but even if you're not a teacher, if you want to experience the difficulty of doing this, you can ask yourself, how would you explain to your grandmother, how does the COVID vaccine work? It'd be a very difficult task unless your grandmother is a scientist. And so this idea of making something interactive and inquiry-based and training teachers to be able to do that and all that is a non-trivial undertaking. So first of all, I think that's the part that really at one level excites me. The two-part name of this, the STEM Spark, I think the spark part is also very, very important because consider the following exercise, for instance. Anybody that you admire, you ask them where they got their spark to become who they are. You will find that most people don't remember where that spark came from, because it came at a point when they were not really possibly paying attention that there's this spark, but it sort of grew later on and built on it. They built on it in their mind, or so. And if they do remember it, then you will find that most of the people had that moment when they had that spark in an experience where they were not expecting that spark to come. And such programs can turn students towards science and technology in irreversible ways that will take them much, much further than they ever were thinking it would. I'll give you one example from ATLs itself. This is not a STEM Spark example, but it's an example of what I'm talking about. And this is an example from a school from Jharkhand. Before I give that example, let me also tell you one thing, that while we believed that the ATL will serve as an operating system for such programs to run, there's also an interesting dichotomy here. I mean, one is that such programs, we have flexibility to run such programs on ATL platform because ATL is not a part of the main curriculum. If it was a part of the main curriculum, it would probably have much more structure around it, and flexibility would be difficult to find. But that also has a disadvantage, that because it's not a part of the main curriculum, how do you link it to the main curriculum becomes a challenge. And STEM is a main curriculum question, right? So this is where this example comes. So this is an example from Swami Shraddhanand Dev Centenary Public School in Khunti in Jharkhand. There were two students, Khushi Rani and Akanksha Kumari Saha. So Khushi and Akanksha, they created a solution called Akashi. This is where what they did was, they realized that their school is on a very noisy street. And noise was always something that people complained about. What these people did was they created a system that picks up the vibrations from the noise and turns it into electrical signals to charge a battery that can turn on an LED. Now, we all know that this is not a large scale solution, right? I mean, obviously, you need 65 decibels of noise continuously for 1 hour to light a 1 watt bulb. So this is not a scalable, I mean, the mathematics of this solution is against them. But what is quite interesting is that, well, first of all, what people thought as a problem, they turned into a solution. That's quite interesting. Second, the science exhibits have always had piezoelectric, being used to turn vibrations into electrical signals. But these people are different. They're different because they're not taking off-the-shelf components and just and showing at an exhibit. They're making it. So they can alter their experiment much more rapidly. They can ask questions as to what is the limit of this vibration, what is the piezoelectric design, what are the losses in that line, how efficient is this battery, how efficient is the light bulb, etc., etc. And they can get to much deeper questions about science and technology by doing this. And I think this is the kind of thing that connects such experiments where the experiment itself may be teaching you something very premeditated, if you would, but the inquiry underneath can take you to fundamental questions of science and technology. And that is when I think such experiments run on ATL as an operating system will begin to link to the core of science and technology. And so I think such experiments are a wonderful, wonderful undertaking and a beginning. And so let me end by finally also asking us a question. Why does such a spark and fundamental thinking in science and technology matter at a younger age? It matters because this is the precursor to Atmanirbhar Bharat. this is when somebody who looked at the world as a consumer of artifacts begins to become a person who begins to think, how do I make this? Not only how do I use it, how do I make it? How do I make this chair that I'm sitting on? That's a very different viewpoint than sitting on a chair. Let me end with that. And let me once again say a big thank you to CGI and Learning Links for running this excellent program. Thanks a lot. Over to you.
Thank you so much, sir. That was indeed inspiring and motivating. Collaboration has another outcome of task delegation based on expertise. In collaboration with Learning Links Foundation, CGI has ensured the vision and the mission of the program, STEM Spark Innovation at Schools, is fulfilled with regular intervention by innovation coaches at these adopted schools. Let us now have a quick look into some of the activities of the program.
With the advent of technology, houses of cards became constructions using blocks. Playing with bicycle wheels became fun making remote control cars. Play with toy binoculars became vision of space with telescopes. Fingers with rangoli started holding drafters of an engineering plan. Hands flying kites started reaching more heights with one controlled by a remote. Paper boats and aeroplanes started getting printed on 3D printers. Welcome to technology. Welcome to the Festival of Innovation.
That indeed gave us a good picture of the fun that students have while learning and making. Now, I would like to humbly invite the chairperson, Learning Links Foundation, Dr. Anjali Prakash, to share the organization's efforts in bringing the change along with CGI.
Hello, everyone. Greetings from Learning Links Foundation. It is really indeed a pleasure for me to be amidst all of you. Dr. Chintan, George, Sudhir, Nirbhay, all the teams, the students, the teachers. I think it is a great event to be there where all of us are together to celebrate what our students are doing and where they are leading us for the future. At Learning Links, it is our vision to foster innovation in all the work that we do, not only in the work that we do as an organization as we implement programs, but to facilitate a learning, innovative environment for the students who we work with. With the Atal Tinkering mission, the labs that we have all over the country, I think it was an ideal opportunity where all this wonderful infrastructure was available for our students. And all that we needed to bring to the table was to be the catalyst that these students could leverage on. The students, the teachers, our own mentors, so that all that equipment could be used with a purpose for a vision of innovation, of problem solving, of design thinking. And what I saw in the video that we just saw together was just that, children enjoying, learning, exploring. I think what more could we ask for as educators? And why I value this all the more is that it is so closely aligned to our vision at Learning Links. It sort of gives us an opportunity to actualize our purpose and vision. And I'm grateful to CGI's leadership for believing in that, and for the Atal Innovation Mission for providing that infrastructure across the country. As we share the learnings that we have from these programs at national and international levels, we get so much acknowledgement and appreciation that a country the size of India can catalyze these kind of changes at such a rapid pace. And I think it is collaborations like these that are making that happen. I know for a fact that our children are ready to lead from the front. Our national policies, our education policies are creating the right focus in our education ecosystem to make all these changes mainstreamed into our systems. And the learnings that we are getting, we are soon getting institutionalized, with our education boards, be it the CBSE, be it the state education boards. They are all looking at us today and wanting to learn and incorporate this pedagogy, this style of functioning with children, giving them that freedom, giving them that immersive space to work. It's no longer just simple project work. It is project work grounded in reality, grounded in local problems, grounded in finding solutions that are locally relevant, created by students who are from those communities. I think it is absolutely beautiful to see what these children are achieving. And all that we do is, just so much worth it that we keep getting inspired to do more and more to make this movement grow and reach every child in India. If you look at the skills that are getting inculcated in these children, be it creativity, innovation, the confidence, the collaboration, the communication, the design thinking, I know our mentors are, sort of strategically involving the children and nudging them along in that direction. But these skills are just what we need for the future of our nation. At a national level, as Dr. Chintan said, the focus is this. And whether it is solving problems related to environment, it is food, it is energy, it is just about anything. We can see that these children today have it in them. The practice, the skills that they are developing, working on these programs is just taking them in the right direction. So I really appreciate, congratulate each one of the team members who are involved in this. And I think best of all are the students. They are a constant source of inspiration for us. Whenever I meet students or see what is happening on the ground, they never cease to amaze us. The kind of insights they have. I think we are constantly learning from them as this program unfolds. So I look forward to the rest of the event today. And I thank each one for their role, their leadership, right from the ground up to make this happen. And I am really excited to what the future will hold with this collaboration. So thank you, everyone, and all the very best to the students. I'm really excited and looking forward to what you all have to share as this event unfolds. Thank you.
As charming and elegant as ever. Thank you very much, Dr. Anjali Prakash. The seeds that you have sowed has grown into a dense forest, paving way for multiple ecosystems to live in symbiosis. The forest, very well known as Learning Links Foundation. Well, with the onset of COVID-19, the way of looking at the teaching learning process has entirely changed. A sudden change from a regularity of decades is difficult to adapt. The faster the adaptation, the sooner the resilience. Let us quickly look into this transition.
COVID-19 managed to create panic among people across the globe, dimming the future right in front of us. Global lockdown declared across nations. Never seen before sights of closed schools was seen. Social distancing was never a word of so much importance until this scene. Empty corridors for months together was never a possibility before. Voices started echoing from the empty buildings. The chalk dust was well settled on the floors of the classroom. For the first time, school playgrounds were deserted and doomed. Even the locks on the doors did not want to be shut this way for so long. Well, the doors did open. A new door that was never ever tried before. A door that opened upwards. Are you able to hear me? A new way, a new vision. Virtual classes took the front foot and began its mission. Webcam was the window to view the whole class. Demonstrations became more like performing arts. Information technology and programming became integral part of any learning. Mobile devices became the new schools, connecting the teachers in a new form of schooling. We welcome a new way of communication, a new connection called as virtual education.
Virtual schooling, blended learning, video conferencing, etc. are some of the new terminologies explored by the education domain. Are you able to hear me? This is one of the most commonly used statements on virtual platforms. A great appreciation to those who have adopted and adapted to this system. Another fantastic initiative taken by CGI was the incorporation of STEM from home activity cards. Let us see what this is all about.
Sugar Crush.
Being engaged with exciting work is no work, it's fun. The activity card is an exciting way of taking responsibility of our own learning. However, communication and collaboration is an important element of a child's social and emotional learning. Physical interaction and hands-on learning can never be replaced. Let us have a look on what CGI and Learning Links Foundation has done to meet the same. With necessary precautions and vaccination drives vigorously done by CGI and Learning Links Foundation, gradually students started coming back to schools. Finally, after a long time, Atal Tinkering Labs started opening. Let us quickly have a look at what happened in the last few months. And now it's time for Project Showcase and the presentations. Let us get into the exciting innovative solutions that the children have come across for various problems in their surroundings.
Innovations and inventions happen for a certain reason. Necessity is the mother of invention. Sometimes we make things to make somebody's life easy, and sometimes we want to feel safe and secured. Sometimes just for the sake of it, we have to make something to make our life convenient. Welcome to STEM Spark Innovation Fest 2021, and in this segment we are going to see some students who really felt some pain of their friends and family and made something. They wanted their friends and surrounding to be more safe and secure and got something for us. Finally, they wanted to make their life easy by making some things so that things become even more convenient and easy to use. Let's dive into what inventions the students have come across with this particular segment of Innovation Fest 2021 STEM Spark. Sometimes we get worried when our children do not return home on time from the school. Sometimes we get scared if somebody from our house did not return back from the market on time. Sometimes we are even worried about the smallest of things that affect them in our surroundings. Well, here we are talking about affecting someone which is directly related to safety and security of the near and dear ones. Students have thought about this aspect of our daily life, which involves lots of fear while going in and out of our house, and they have come up with fantastic innovations to deal with this particular safety and security. Let's get into and see what they have done for safety and security.
Carry the system in your carry bag to be safe and sound every time. Let's see the skit here.
Though we are living in 21st century, girls are facing lots of problems, including crime cases.
In order to secure the life of girls, we have invented this device. We can fix the device in a secret compartment of the bag. Girls carrying this device can send information to the parents or concerned person by pressing a button which will send a SMS with the current location. Using this information, parents or concerned person can save victim with the help of police.
You have to wear the helmet for this to start.
ఈ మధ్య కాలంలో రోడ్డు ప్రమాదాలు ఎక్కువ జరగడం వల్ల 2 వీలర్స్ మీద వెళ్ళే మనిషి హెల్మెట్ మర్చిపోతే అతనికి ఒకవేళ యాక్సిడెంట్ అయితే తలకి భారీగా దెబ్బ తగిలితే అతను చనిపోవడానికి చాలా అవకాశాలు ఉన్నాయి. శరీరంలో ఎక్కడ తగిలినా కొన్ని నెలల్లో కానీ రోజులలో తగ్గొచ్చు, కానీ తలకి గనక తగిలితే తను చనిపోవడానికి చాలా అవకాశాలు ఉన్నాయి.
To solve this, we come out with a device that reminds the people to wear a helmet even before starting a bike. We have used RFID sensor, RFID reader. In order to start the bike, the driver should tap the helmet on the bike and green light will be on. Next, the bike will be start immediately. If there is no helmet, the bike will not get started, and next the red LED will be glowing.
You would have unlocked your phone with a fingerprint. Let's unlock a scooter here.
ನಮ್ಮ ಭಾರತದಲ್ಲಿ ತುಂಬ ಜನ ಯುವಕರು ಪೋಷಕರ ವಾಹನಗಳನ್ನು ಅನುಮತಿ ಇಲ್ಲದೆ ಚಲಿಸುತ್ತಾರೆ. ಅದರಿಂದ ಅಪಘಾತಗಳನ್ನು ಹೆಚ್ಚಾಗುತ್ತದೆ. ಅಪಘಾತಗಳನ್ನು ತಡೆಯುವುದಕ್ಕೆ ಈ ಯೋಜನೆಯನ್ನು ತಂದಿದ್ದೇವೆ. ಈ ಯೋಜನೆ ಕಾರಣವೇನೆಂದರೆ ಅಪಘಾತಗಳನ್ನು ಕಡಿಮೆ ಮಾಡುವುದಕ್ಕೆ ಮತ್ತು ವಾಹನಗಳನ್ನು ಸುರಕ್ಷತೆಯಿಂದ ನೋಡಿಕೊಳ್ಳುವುದಕ್ಕೆ.
The working of this model is when the Arduino Mega is powered, it asks us to scan our desired license. Once the license is verified, it asks us to place our finger on the fingerprint scanner. Once the fingerprint is verified, the LCD will show that all is verified and the vehicle will start ignition. If either the EM18 card reader detects unvalid or invalid card, or if the fingerprint is not verified, the vehicle will not ignite. Thank you.
You cannot close your eyes even if you're tired while driving. How about keeping a check on it with a glass?
Falling asleep, the wheel can lead serious consequences that may be accidents, and many of the people lost their lives.
The situation is much more common than we notice, and hence it is very important to control this problem.
To address this class, we have come up with the solution of sensitive smart glass for drivers. It is made up of Arduino UNO, buzzer, relay and motor, eye blink sensor. The eye blink sensor always detects the eye movement of the driver. Whenever the driver falls asleep, sensor detects that there is no eye movement and the buzzer starts alarming. The vehicle turned off automatically.
While driving, drivers wear this glass and this system alerts the user if he or she fall asleep, not only alerting but also locking the engine but the driver is asleep, thereby avoiding accident and saving lives. This system is useful for people who are travel long distance and people who are drive at night.
Night drives are sometimes dangerous due to the high beam of lights of the opposite vehicles. Could we fix that?
Headlight of vehicles pose a great danger during night driving. The drivers of most vehicles use high bright beam while driving at night. It may cause temporary blindness that leads to collision, or sometimes it may lead to accidents. To solve this problem, we design an automatic dim and dip headlight system. Almost 30% of accidents occurring due to headlight glare. There is a manual way to adjust headlight focus, but it is difficult while driving. Whenever the LDR senses the bright light approaching vehicle, it automatically switches to high beam mode to low beam mode. Thus, the implementation of this system in every vehicle in future not only to avoid accidents but also to provide comfortable and safe driving.
Following signals can sometimes be forceful, but it's for our good.
When we are going to school, we have to cross the road in zebra crossing. But nowadays, some vehicles was not following the rules. So it was risky to cross the road and it was dangerous. When the vehicles coming in, the signal will be red and the zebra crossing gate will be open. And the people side gate will be down to go the people to cross the road in zebra crossing. So they can cross the road safely. The vehicle side signal will be green and the zebra cross gate will be closed. So the vehicles can also drive safely. Vehicles are going, the people side gate will be closed so they can stand there safely. To make the gate, we place there Arduino Uno, motor, LED bulb, breadboard and wires to work. If we have this in our country, it will be useful to cross the road safely and no more dangerous.
Threat of fire due to gas leakage is high. Can the power go off when there is a leakage automatically, avoiding the fire breakout?
It's a known fact that leakage of LPG gases during domestic usage is a disaster, especially when we switch on any electric switches or appliances, which produces an electric spark which causes a sudden loud explosion of the gas filled room. To solve this problem, we have built a system called LPG gas detection and alert system. The components used in this system are MQ2 sensor, which detects the leakage of LPG, the Arduino, which controls the whole circuit, the LED, fan, alarm, etc.
We use lighter alternative for LPG. It also contains gas butane which LPG has. When the gas is exposed from lighter, the MQ2 sensor will detect it and alarm will start to ring for few seconds. After that, the power supply of this whole circuit will turn off automatically. If the people is blind, they can alerted using alarm. The deaf people can be alerted using the LED.
Safety and security of the farm with technology is this team's idea to protect their crops.
We know farmers are facing various problems while farming their crops. One of the problems is sometimes why a wild animal enters the field and destroyed their crops. इस प्रॉब्लम को सॉल्व करने के लिए हमने एक ऐसा सिस्टम बनाया है जिसकी मदद से क्रॉप वाइल्ड एनिमल से बचा रहेगा। यहाँ हमने खेत के 4 कॉर्नर पे 4 पिलर लगाए हैं। हमने स्टार्टिंग के पिलर पे एक लेज़र लाइट लगाए हैं और बाकी 3 पिलर पे हमने 3 मिरर लगाए हैं जो कि लाइट को रिफ्लेक्ट करेंगे और हमने आखिरी मिरर के सामने एग्जैक्ट LDR सेंसर लगाए हैं। जैसे ही कोई जंगली जानवर खेत की तरफ आने की कोशिश करेगा वैसे ही लेज़र लाइट ब्रेक होगी और ऑन द स्पॉट लाइट और बजर दोनों ऑन हो जाएगा। ये सिस्टम को हमने किसान के घर में लगाया है जिससे किसान अगर घर में आराम कर रहा होगा तो ये आवाज़ सुनकर वो अलर्ट हो जाएगा। इन फ्यूचर हम ये सेम सिस्टम ऊपर भी लगाएंगे जिससे उड़ने वाले पक्षी और इंसेक्ट से खेत का प्रोटेक्शन हो सकता है।
This team here wanted their teachers to use the chalk and the blackboard, and they took over the responsibility to ease the process of cleaning it.
Most of teachers uses their hand to erase whiteboard. That marker ink sticks on the hand. Mistakenly, if we intake this marker ink, it may cause food allergy. To solve this problem, we have made a quick finger duster. I have to wear it little finger on my hand. That's help to easily erase marker ink on the whiteboard.
While teaching in classroom, teachers uses a duster to clean up the blackboard. That makes dust particles fly in the air and falls down. These dust particles are not hygiene for our health, therefore causes breathing diseases. To solve this problem, we have made dust-free duster. I have fixed 2 rollers covered with soft cloth in the wooden box with the help of nut and bolt. This soft cloth will absorb the dust particles with support of 2 rollers and store it here, which we can remove later.
Shall we automate the same process?
शिक्षक विद्यार्थ्यांना शिकवण्यासाठी फळ्याचा वापर करतात. पुसताना ते फळ्यावर लिहिलेले असते त्याचे जे डस्ट पार्टिकल जे असतात ते शिक्षकांच्या नाका तोंडात जाऊन त्यांना अनेक आजार होण्याची शक्यता असते. शिक्षकांचे आरोग्य निरोगी राहण्यासाठी त्यांच्यासाठी मी हा प्रकल्प बनवला आहे. शिक्षकांनी फळ्यावर लिहिलेले असेल तर या डस्टरच्या माध्यमातून अशा पद्धतीने पुसले जाते आणि याचे जे डस्ट पार्टिकल्स आहेत ते या कंपार्टमेंटमध्ये जमा होतात आणि त्यानंतर आपण व्हॅक्यूम क्लिनरच्या सहाय्याने ते एकत्र कलेक्ट करू शकतो. त्याचबरोबर एखाद्या विद्यार्थ्याचे लिखाणकाम अपूर्ण राहिले असेल इथे एलिमिनेटर आहे त्या माध्यमातून आपण डायरेक्टली स्टॉप करू शकतो. अशा पद्धतीने
Safety and security. Right from the safety bag to the collection of chalk dust, the imagination of children went in search of problems to every corner of their surrounding. Now, with the lockdown, engaging children by their parents across the country would have definitely been a difficult task. In order to keep the learning consistent, to impart student agency among children, CGI and Learning Links Foundation began an initiative known as STEM at Home. Through this initiative, the innovation coaches from Learning Links Foundation would conduct regular STEM sessions for the children of CGI employees. Let us now have a quick look into this initiative.
CGI has started a program of STEM at home for my kids. It's really helpful for them. Especially their concentration will be diverting from the games in mobile. They're innovatively creating the mobile apps their own.
I learned many things like 3D modeling, using Arduino boards and creating apps on App Inventor. This is the coding section of the app. So with this coding, I can run the app properly.
Tinkercad நான் வந்து street light program and LED program நான் கற்றுக்கிட்டேன். இந்த ஸ்க்ராட்சில் நான் வந்து நிறைய கேம்ஸ் பண்ண கற்றுக்கிட்டேன்.
Just talk about the STEM, science, technology, engineering and mathematics. My daughters Hasini and Sai Manjusri, who are all part of STEM program, and it happens on every Thursday. My kids used to wait for this Thursday to come, and then they showed too much of interest in learning this STEM concepts.
I have learned about gear spot. In that I learned about maze robot and the line following robot. And in Tinkercad I have learned about so many circuits.
I learned about Tinkercad, MIT App Inventor, Guessbot, Scratch. I like the most is Guessbot. Thank you LLF and CGI to giving this opportunity to me.
The students was very encouraging and they was asking questions, and they were also very much interested to learn the things from other people. So it motivates us to take more classes to them.
The session was just 40 minutes or 40 to 50 minutes, and we have to take some time before that. But then the satisfaction post completion of the session was so good, and thank you CSR team for this opportunity.
Indeed, a fantastic initiative to keep the momentum of learning always on. Now, let's look into the next domain that the students have found problems in.
With any learning process, there are 3 things that are involved. Something related to the brain, which we call as cognition, something related to the skills which we perform and do daily tasks, and something that is associated with one of the most important concepts called as emotions. We also call that as knowledge, skills and attitude triangle. Students, when they learn something, if they associate themselves with the attitude or the emotional part of their regular studies, the attachment towards the concept becomes much more stronger. Well, when this goes to the next level, the children start showing empathy. When they look at certain things and they feel the pain of the person who is into a problem, probably, they would like to find a solution for the same. In this segment of empathy, the students have come up with fantastic levels of projects across, showing great levels of empathy. Let's get into and see what they have done over here.
The following in action is literal meaning to standing on someone's shoes. This team even made the shoes.
My sister had some friends who are blind, and I had seen them that they are always dependent on others for everything. So we prepared Ultra Blind Kit, which helps them in walking freely and independently.
We have seen nowadays everyone is trying to make a smart blind stick, but it can be heavier and it might require a bag to keep it. So we tried to make a setup which they can wear it as a normal person. As a blind person, they always wear goggles or glasses. So we place an ultrasonic sensor on it so that it can be possible to detect objects near a forehead area. We also added sensors to belt so that it will be able to detect around waist region. And also we kept in mind that they will be required something near a foot and legs area so that they will not stumble on any obstacle.
Have you received payment to throw the plastics in the dustbin? Someone wanted to clean and earn.
हम जब भी घर से बाहर निकलते हैं, हमने देखा है हमारे वातावरण में बहुत सारा कचरा बिखरा हुआ होता है। ये देख के हमें बहुत दुख होता है और हमने ये सोचा है कि हम कुछ ऐसा करें जिससे हमारी इंडियन सोसाइटी गार्बेज फ्री हो जाए। इसमें जैसे ही कचरा डाला जाता है, हमारा IR सेंसर इसको सेंस करता है और हमारा जो प्लेट है वो सर्वो मोटर से अटैच है और वो घूमने लगता है और हमारा गार्बेज नीचे वाले कंटेनर में स्टोर्ड हो जाता है और हमारे कॉइन डिस्पेंसर से 1 या 2 रुपए का कॉइन रिलीज हो जाता है।
अगर मैं आपसे ये कहूँ कि हमारा ये फ्यूचर डस्टबिन हमारे देश को 3 बड़ी समस्याओं से मुक्त कर सकता है, जिसमें पहली समस्या अनएम्प्लॉयमेंट को खत्म करना है, दूसरी समस्या बेगर्स को लोगों के सामने हाथ फैलाने की बजाय खुद से पैसे कमा सके, तीसरी समस्या प्लास्टिक जैसे गार्बेज को नियोजन करना ताकि हमारा देश साफ सुथरा और खूबसूरत लगे।
Farming and selling have always been very far. The team here is trying to bridge the gap.
We have developed a website that is a crop go. For making this website, major problem is that farmers, they don't know actual rate in market, in middleman getting profits by using farmers crop.
In this website, we had put the 2 buttons, sell button and buy button. The farmer will click on the sell button to add the stock on the website. The user needs to add the item and quantity and click the buy button. So after this, the farmer get the message and the farmer delivered the sufficient amount of crop to the user. In addition to this, we have added the more 2 buttons as soil button and crop button. In soil button there was a information about soils and in crop button there was information about crops.
We moved from one platform to another over a walking staircase bridge. Have you seen the bridge moving instead?
ಇವಾಗ ನಮ್ಮ ಪ್ರಾಜೆಕ್ಟು ರೈಲ್ವೆ ಪ್ರೆಡಿಕ್ಷನ್ ಕ್ರಾಸಿಂಗ್ ಅಂತ. ಈ ಪ್ರಾಜೆಕ್ಟಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಪ್ಪ ಅಂದರೆ ಇಂಡಿಯಾದಲ್ಲಿ ಇವಾಗ ಎಷ್ಟೊಂದು ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಟ್ರೈನ್ದು ಒಂದು ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ಮು. ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಮೇಯ್ನಾಗಿ ಇವಾಗ ಓಲ್ಡ್ ಏಜು ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಹ್ಯಾಂಡಿಕ್ಯಾಪ್ಸ್ಗೆ ಒಂದು ಪ್ಲ್ಯಾಟ್ಫಾರ್ಮಿಂದ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಪ್ಲ್ಯಾಟ್ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಹೋಗೋಕ್ಕೆ ತುಂಬ ಕಷ್ಟ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ.
ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ನಾವು ಏನು ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀವಿ ಅಂದರೆ ಈ ಪ್ಲ್ಯಾಟ್ಫಾರ್ಮಿಂದ ಬೇರೆ ಪ್ಲ್ಯಾಟ್ಫಾರ್ಮ್ಗೆ ಮಿಡಲಲ್ಲಿ ಬ್ರಿಡ್ಜ್ ಇರುತ್ತಲ್ಲ, ಆ ಬ್ರಿಡ್ಜ್ನ ಟ್ರೈನ್ ಬರ್ದಿಲ್ಲರೋ ಟೈಮಲ್ಲಿ ಆ ಬ್ರಿಡ್ಜು ನಾರ್ಮಲಾಗಿ ಈ ಪ್ಲ್ಯಾಟ್ಫಾರ್ಮು ಆ ಪ್ಲ್ಯಾಟ್ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಎರಡು ಈಕ್ವಲಾಗೇ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಆ ಬ್ರಿಡ್ಜು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಟ್ರೈನ್ ಮೂವ್ ಆಗಿದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಅಲ್ಟ್ರಾಸಾನಿಕ್ ಸೆನ್ಸರ್ನ ನಾವು ಪ್ಲೇಸ್ ಮಾಡಿರ್ತೀವಿ. ಇದೇನು ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ ಅಂದರೆ ಟ್ರೈನ್ ಇಷ್ಟು ಡಿಸ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಡಿಟೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಇಷ್ಟು ಡಿಸ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಟ್ರೈನ್ ಬಂತು ಅಂದಿದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಆಟೋಮೆಟಿಕ್ಕಾಗಿ ಬ್ರಿಡ್ಜು ಮೇಲಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ, ಆವಾಗ ಡೋರು ಕ್ಲೋಸ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಮತ್ತು ಈ ಟ್ರೈನ್ ಬೇರೆ ಕಡೆ ಅನದರ್ ಸೈಡಿಂದ ಮೂವ್ ಆಯಿತು ಅಂದರೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅದು ಇಷ್ಟು ಡಿಸ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಅಂತ ನಾವು ಪ್ಲೇಸ್ ಮಾಡಿರ್ತೀವಿ. ಅದು ಡಿಟೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಆಟೋಮೆಟಿಕ್ಕಾಗಿ ಈ ಬ್ರಿಡ್ಜು ಕೆಳಗಡೆ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಆವಾಗ ಅಲ್ಲಿರೋ ಪ್ಯಾಸೆಂಜರ್ಸು ಆರಾಮಾಗಿ ನಾರ್ಮಲಿಯಾಗಿ ಹೆಂಗೆ ಓಡಾಡ್ತಿದ್ರೋ ಆ ಥರ ಓಡಾಡ್ಬೋದು. ಈ ಫುಲ್ಲು ಕಂಟ್ರೋಲ್ ಯೂನಿಟ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ನಾವು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ರೈಲ್ವೆ ಸೆಂಟರಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ಲೇಸ್ ಮಾಡಿರ್ತೀವಿ.
A simple button can save someone. The following in action of the same is a good one.
मेरे पड़ोस में एक बूढ़ी माँ रहते थे, उसको इमरजेंसी कुछ हो गया तो उसको हेल्प करने के लिए कोई नहीं थे, तो उनके बेटे बहू काम पे जाते थे, तो मैंने देख के ये प्रोजेक्ट बनाया है।
इस प्रोजेक्ट को बेड के बाजू में फिक्स कर देते हो तो अगर हमारे घर में कोई बुज़ुर्ग बूढ़े लोग कोई तकलीफ़ में फंसे तो इस पे लगे सो बटन को प्रेस करने पर उनके फैमिली मेम्बर्स को इन्फॉर्मेशन जाता और उनकी जान बच सकती।
A convenient way of lighting the stairs. The students have made this for their elderly family members.
ನಮ್ಮ ಮಾಡೆಲ್ ಹೆಸರು ಬಂದು ಆಟೋಮೆಟಿಕ್ ಸ್ಟೇರ್ ಲೈಟ್ ಕಂಟ್ರೋಲರ್ ಅಂತ. ಇದು ಇವಾಗ ಯಾರು ಒಬ್ಬೊಬ್ಬರ ಮನೆ ಲೈಟ್ ಇರಲ್ಲ, ಸ್ಟೇರ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಮೆಟ್ಲುಗಳ ಮೇಲೆ ಲೈಟ್ ಇದ್ರೂ ಎಲ್ಲ ಮೆಟ್ಲುಗಳಿಗೂ ಲೈಟ್ ಬರಲ್ಲ. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಯಾವಾಗ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂದರೆ ವಯಸ್ಸಾಗಿರೋರು ಎಲ್ಲ ಹತ್ತಿದ್ದಾಗ ಅವ್ರು ಕಾಲು ಜಾರು ಬೀಳ್ಬೋದು.
ನಮ್ಮ ಪ್ರಾಜೆಕ್ಟಲ್ಲಿ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿರೋ ಐಟಮ್ಸು ಅಲ್ಟ್ರಾಸಾನಿಕ್ ಸೆನ್ಸರ್ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಮತ್ತು ಎಂಡಿಂಗ್ ಇಕ್ಕಿದ್ದೀವಿ. ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಒನ್ ಈಸ್ LED ಲೈಟ್ಸ್ ನಾವು ಸ್ಟೆಪ್ಸ್ ಆಗಿ ಅಟ್ಯಾಚ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀವಿ. ಆಡಿನೋ ಬೋರ್ಡು ಇದಕ್ಕೆಲ್ಲ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕೆ ಇಕ್ಕಿದ್ದೀವಿ.
ಇವಾಗ ನಾನು ಇದು ಹೆಂಗೆ ವರ್ಕ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀನಿ. ಯಾರಾದರೂ ವಯಸ್ಸಾದವ್ರು ರಾತ್ರಿ ಹೊತ್ತು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕಾಲಿಕ್ಕಿದಾಗ ಲೈಟ್ ಆನ್ ಆಗಿ ತಿರ್ಗಾ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಸ್ಟೆಪ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಕಾಲಿಕ್ಕಿದಾಗ ಅದೇ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಸತಿ ಲೈಟ್ ಆನ್ ಆಗಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿರೋ ಲೈಟು ಆಫ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ತಿರ್ಗಾ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕಾಲಿಟ್ಟಾಗ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಸತಿ ಲೈಟ್ ಆನ್ ಆಗಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿರೋದು ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ ಲೈಟು. ತಿರ್ಗಾ ಇದೇ ಎಲ್ಲ ಸ್ಟೆಪ್ಸ್ಗೂ ಇದೇ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಮತ್ತು ಅವ್ರು ವಾಪಸ್ ಬರೋವಾಗ ಇಲ್ಲೇನಾದರೂ ಕಾಲಿಟ್ಟರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿರೋದು ಆನ್ ಆಗಿ ಮುಂದೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ತನಕ ಲೈಟ್ ಫುಲ್ಲು ಗ್ಲೋ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಅದಾದಮೇಲೆ ಅವ್ರು ಖಾಲಿ ಎಲ್ಲಿಡಬೇಕು, ಎಲ್ಲಿಟ್ಟರೆ ಬ್ಯಾಲೆನ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಸಿಗುತ್ತೆ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಗೊತ್ತಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಸರ್ ಈಸಿಲಿ.
Have you ever considered the person working in a sewage system? The team here considered.
One day I was coming to the school and I saw a person is cleaning the sewage and he died while he was cleaning the sewage. I discussed with my teachers and sir told me that this is because of the poisonous gas present inside the sewage. So to solve this problem I made a device. I used a methane gas sensor and made a small portable device carrying with them. When normally LED is green it is fine, but when sensor sense the danger, red LED will on and the buzzer will warn everyone to leave as soon as possible. In this way we can save the life of sewage cleaners.
The empathy shown by the children was extremely stunning, right from the point of making a kit for the visually impaired to developing a device for sewage cleaners. Well, smooth execution of the whole process was possible only because of the program structure, which involved various stakeholders from varied backgrounds. Innovation coaches from Learning Links Foundation, CGI members as volunteers, ATL in charges, school principals, and of course, the parent support contributed to the whole development. Let us hear it from them.
ಈ ಶಾಲೆಗೆ ಮೊಟ್ಟ ಮೊದಲಿಗೆ ATL ಪರಿಕಲ್ಪನೆಯನ್ನು ಸಂಪೂರ್ಣವಾಗಿ ನಾವು ಪಡ್ಕೊಂಡಿರಲಿಲ್ಲ. ಆದರೆ ಲರ್ನಿಂಗ್ ಲಿಂಕ್ಸ್ನವರು ನಮ್ಮ ಶಾಲೆಗೆ ರೆಗ್ಯುಲರ್ ಆಗಿ ನಿರಂತರವಾಗಿ ಬಂದು ನಮ್ಮ ಮಕ್ಕಳೊಂದಿಗೆ ಒಡನಾಡಿ ಮಕ್ಕಳನ್ನು ಆಯ್ಕೆ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡು ಅನೇಕ ಪ್ರಾಜೆಕ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಅಸೈನ್ಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ಗಳನ್ನು ಮಾಡಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ.
ಈ ಒಂದು ನಾವೀನ್ಯತವಾದಂತಹ ಚಟುವಟಿಕೆಗಳ ಅನುಷ್ಠಾನಕ್ಕೆ LLF ಲರ್ನಿಂಗ್ ಲಿಂಕ್ ಫೌಂಡೇಶನ್ ವತಿಯಿಂದ ನಮಗೆ ಮೆಂಟರನ್ನು ಕೂಡ ನೇಮಕ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಇವರು ನೀತಿ ಆಯೋಗದ ಸಹಯೋಗದೊಂದಿಗೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಶಾಲೆಗೆ ಬಂದು ಹಲವಾರು ವೈಜ್ಞಾನಿಕ ಚಟುವಟಿಕೆಗಳನ್ನು ಹಮ್ಮಿಕೊಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಈ ಎಲ್ಲ ಚಟುವಟಿಕೆಗಳಲ್ಲೂ ಕೂಡ ಮಕ್ಕಳು ಸಕ್ರಿಯವಾಗಿ ಭಾಗವಹಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ.
ಈ ಒಂದು ದಿನಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಮಕ್ಕಳು ಸಾಮಾನ್ಯವಾಗಿ ಈ ಒಂದು ಶೈಕ್ಷಣಿಕ ದೃಷ್ಟಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡೋದಾದರೆ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ರೂಮ್ ಆ್ಯಕ್ಟಿವಿಟೀಸ್ಗಿಂತ ಇಂತಹ ಒಂದು ಲ್ಯಾಬ್ ಚಟುವಟಿಕೆಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಹೆಚ್ಚು ಸಕ್ರಿಯರಾಗಿರೋದು ನಮ್ಗೆ ತುಂಬ ಕಂಡು ಬಂದಿದೆ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಅದು ನಮಗೆ ತುಂಬ ಖುಷಿನೂ ಕೂಡ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಸೊ ಈಗ ನಮ್ಮ ರಾಷ್ಟ್ರೀಯ ಶಿಕ್ಷಣ ನೀತಿ 2020 ಕೂಡ ಒಂದು ಮಗು ಪ್ರೌಢಶಾಲೆಯನ್ನು ಮುಗಿಸಿದ ನಂತರ ಅದು ತನ್ನ ಶೈಕ್ಷಣಿಕ ಅಭಿವೃದ್ಧಿಯನ್ನು ಹೊಂದಬೇಕು, ಹಾಗೆ ಔದ್ಯೋಗಿಕ ವಿಷಯದಲ್ಲಿಯೂ ಕೂಡ ಅವನು ಒಂದು ಸಾಮರ್ಥ್ಯವನ್ನು ಹೊಂದಬೇಕು ಅನ್ನತಕ್ಕಂತಹ ನಿಟ್ಟಿನಲ್ಲಿ
ಹಾಗೆಯೇ ನಮಗೆ ಶಿಕ್ಷಕರಿಗೆ ಏನು ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ CGIB ಕಡೆಯಿಂದ ಟ್ರೈನಿಂಗ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ನಮಗೆ ಅಂತ ತರಬೇತಿಯನ್ನು ಕೊಟ್ಟು ಮಕ್ಕಳಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಗೆ ನಾವು ಒಂದು ತರಗತಿಯನ್ನು ಕೈಗೊಳ್ಳಬೇಕು, ಹಾಗೆ ತರಗತಿಯನ್ನು ಕೈಗೊಂಡು ಮಕ್ಕಳಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ಹೊಸ ಹೊಸ ಒಂದು ಪ್ರಾಜೆಕ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಸಹಕರಿಸಬೇಕು ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನು ನಮಗೆ ತುಂಬ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಹಾಗೆಯೇ ಇದು ಒಂದು ಉತ್ತಮ ಒಂದು ತರಗತಿಗಳನ್ನು ಕೊಡ್ತಾ ಇದೆ.
And particularly in this Atal Lab, it is related with the science and so many innovations and thinkings developed here. Very little model house we built in our Atal Lab in our school in the 3D printer. That is very marvelous. I didn't see in my life. 3D printer, and the 3D printer smartly it will print that model house of the Mars. So I'm exciting, and my students also, they are excited very much.
ஸோ லாக்டவுனில் கூட லேர்னிங் லிங்க்ஸ் ஃபவுண்டேஷன் மூலமாக திரு வீரா சார் அவங்க எங்களுக்கு அறிமுகமானாங்க. ஸோ லாக்டவுன் பீரியடில் கூட அவங்க வந்து ஆன்லைன் மூலமாகவே எங்கள் ஸ்டூடெண்ட்ஸுக்கு கிளாஸ் எடுத்தாங்க. ஸோ பொதுவாக பார்த்திங்கன்னா அரசு பள்ளி மாணவிகளுக்கு வந்து அவங்களுக்கு படைப்பாற்றல் தன்மை இருந்தாலும் சரி, இன்னோவேஷன் இருந்தாலும் சரி, அவங்களுக்கு வந்து வசதி வாய்ப்புகள் கிடைக்கிறது கிடையாது. ஸோ ஆனால் மத்திய அரசுடைய இந்த அட்டல் டிங்கரிங் லேப் மூலமாக மாணவிகளுடைய அந்த இன்னோவேஷன் அப்படின்றது டெவலப் ஆச்சு.
The students have started discovering what new we can do now. Now this ATL along with CGI, they put up a spark in their mind. So this ATL and CGI are playing a vital part in searching the new project, new things, what is in their mind.
நவம்பர் 14, 2018 இதை ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ணாங்க. 3 வருஷம் ஆகுது. 3 வருஷத்தில் நிறைய சேஞ்சஸ் இருக்குது. பிள்ளைங்களோடையும் சரி, ஸ்கூல்லேயும் சரி நல்ல மாற்றங்கள் இருக்குது. வெளியில் போய் நிறையா இதில் அவங்க ப்ரைஸும் வாங்கிட்டு வந்திருக்காங்க. பசங்களுக்கு நல்ல செல்ஃப் கான்ஃபிடென்ஸ் அதிகமாக இருக்குது. நிறைய படிக்கிறாங்க. அதனால் நிறையா கரிக்குலம் சைட்லேயும் நல்ல சேஞ்சஸ் இருக்குது. நல்லா சப்ஜெக்ட் வைஸ் நல்லா நல்லாவும் படித்து நிறையா மார்க்கும் வாங்குறாங்க.
Actually, this lab is a boon for the students, those who are coming from very poor background. Hats off to the team who has chosen the name Atal Tinkering Lab, because this lab kindles the creative and critical thinking of the students. In the early stages, when the lab was started, many children were not ready to come out of their shell because they think that this is not the part of their curriculum. But after attending a few sessions of workshops, now so many children are interested to step into the Atal Lab.
Thank you so much, teachers, principals, innovation coaches, and every other stakeholder who have been a strong support and guide to the children to reach this level. Now, finally, let's look into the last area that the children have worked in for this year.
Now that we have taken care of the safety and security and empathy aspect of our daily life, students here have thought something really unique. How about turning on of lights and fans with claps of hands? Sometimes it's important to have a convenient life so that the tasks executed are really productive. Students here have come up with fantastic ideas on making things a luxury ones in and around our daily surroundings. Let's see what they have done with respect to convenience and luxury. Have you ever tried catching the dust falling from the ceiling while cleaning? This boy did.
Normally, we see that when we clean walls, rooftops with usual broom, dust, dirt, cobwebs, etc. fall on the floor, making it messy. That may lead many health hazards. So I have come up with innovative idea, modified broom with dust collector. When we clean walls, rooftops with this broom, all dust, dirt instead of falling on the floor gets collected into the collector. Besides, this collector is detachable. We can separate dust or cobwebs from collector, clean it and fix to broom again. I have turned a simple umbrella into reverse umbrella. A rotating broom is used with the help of motor to ensure good cleaning. Modified broom with dust collector benefits every household, shops, industries, ultimately societies in maintaining cleanliness. It provides helping hand to Swachh Bharat Abhiyan. Thank you.
Well, the children here tried cleaning the fallen down dust.
ನನ್ನ ಪ್ರಾಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಹೆಸರು ಫ್ಲೋರ್ ಕ್ಲೀನಿಂಗ್ ಮಿಷಿನ್. ಫ್ಲೋರ್ ಕ್ಲೀನಿಂಗ್ ಮಿಷಿನ್ ಏನಕ್ಕೆ ಉಪಯೋಗ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂದರೆ, ವಯಸ್ಸಾಗಿರೋರು ಶೆಲ್ಟರ್ ತಪ್ಪೋಗಿರ್ತಾರಲ್ವ, ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಮನೆಯೆಲ್ಲ ಗಲೀಜಾಗಿರುತ್ತೆ, ಯಾರಾದರೂ ಬಂದರೆ ಒಂಥರ ಅಸಹ್ಯ ಥರ ಕಾಣುತ್ತೆ. ಫ್ಲೋರ್ ಕ್ಲೀನಿಂಗ್ ಮಿಷಿನ್ ಮನೇಲಿದ್ದರೆ ಉಪಯೋಗ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಕ್ಲೀನ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ.
ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಅಲ್ಟ್ರಾಸಾನಿಕ್ ಸೆನ್ಸರ್ ಅಂತ ಇಕ್ಕಿದ್ದೀವಿ. 2 ಕಣ್ಗಳ ಥರ ಏನಾದ್ರು ಇದು ಬಂದರೆ ಗೋಡೆ ಏನಾದ್ರು ಅಡ್ಡ ಬಂದರೆ ಆ ಕಡೆ ಈ ಕಡೆ ನೋಡಿ ಗೋಡೆ ಇಲ್ದಿರೋ ಕಡೆ ಕಸ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕ್ಲೀನ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಫ್ಯಾನನ್ನು ಬೆಲ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀವಿ. ಏನಾದ್ರು ಕಸ ಧೂಳು ಏನಾರು ಇದ್ದರೆ ಆಟೋಮೆಟಿಕ್ಲಾಗಿ ಎತ್ಕೊಳ್ಳುತ್ತೆ. ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವು ಫ್ಯಾನನ್ನು ಬೆಲ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಒಂದು ಡಬ್ಬ ಇಕ್ಕಬೇಕು ಅಂದ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದೀವಿ. ಅದೇನಾದ್ರು ಕಸ ಆಟೋಮೆಟಿಕ್ಲಾಗಿ ಅದೇ ಎತ್ಕೊಳ್ಳುತ್ತೆ.
Fans are turned on after the cleaning process. How about giving them automatic control based on outside temperature?
We have a problem. I am saying example on it. Let us take a classroom. In the classroom, someone need high level speed and someone need low level speed. In this, the against high and low, the fan will be damaged or repaired.
The solution of this problem is we are making a project. In this project there is a sensor. The sensor senses the room temperature. If the temperature is high, it will be full mode. If the temperature is low, it will be decreased. We are taking an example. If the temperature is 15 degrees Celsius to 20 degrees Celsius, the fan will be in one level. If the temperature is more than 35 degrees Celsius, the fan will be in full mode.
Now, have you ever tried filling up fuel to your own vehicle? That would be convenient, right?
ಇದು ನಾವು ಏನಕ್ಕೆ ಮಾಡಿರೋದಂತೆ, ಇವಾಗ ಕೋವಿಡ್-19 ನಡೀತಾ ಇರೋದು. ಇವಾಗ ಏನಾದರೂ ಕ್ಯಾಶ್ ನಾವು ಪೇ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಅದರಿಂದನೂ ಸೋಂಕು ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವು ಇದು ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಿ. ಇವಾಗ ನೀವು ಎಲ್ಲ ಮೆಟ್ರೋ ಕಾರ್ಡ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ನೋಡ್ಬೋದು. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವು ಆಟೋಮೆಟಿಕ್ಕಾಗಲಿ ರೀಚಾರ್ಜ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ. ಆ ಥರ ನಾವು ಇವಾಗ RFID ಕಾರ್ಡ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀವಿ. ಇದು ಹೋಗಿ ಮೆಟ್ರೋ ಕಾರ್ಡ್ ಥರನೇ. ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವು ಎಲ್ಲ ಫಿಲ್ಲಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ಅಮೌಂಟ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಫಿಲ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು.
RFID ಸೆನ್ಸರು RFID ಕಾರ್ಡ್ನ ಡಿಟೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. ಕಾರ್ಡ್ ಡಿಟೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿದೆ ಅಂತ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ತೋರಿಸುತ್ತೆ ನಮ್ಗೆ LCD ಡಿಸ್ಪ್ಲೇನಲ್ಲಿ. ಮತ್ತು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕೀಪ್ಯಾಡಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಇಷ್ಟು ಅಮೌಂಟ್ಗೆ ಪೆಟ್ರೋಲ್ ಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ನಾವು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಅಮೌಂಟು ಟೈಪ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಅಮೌಂಟ್ ಟೈಪ್ ಮಾಡೋದು ನಮಗೆ LCD ಡಿಸ್ಪ್ಲೇನಲ್ಲಿ ತೋರಿಸುತ್ತೆ. ಇಷ್ಟು ಅಮೌಂಟ್ ಪರ್ಟಿಕ್ಯುಲರ್ ಅಮೌಂಟು ಟೈಪ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀವಿ ಅಂತ ನಾವು ಆ್ಯಶ್ ಹೊಡೆದ್ರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಪೆಟ್ರೋಲ್ ಬಂದು ಯಾವ್ಯಾವ ಗಾಡಿಗೆ ಕಾರ್ಗೆ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಸಪ್ಲೈ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ.
ಅದು ಆದಮೇಲೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಮೊಬೈಲ್ಗೆ ಒಂದು ಮೆಸೇಜ್ ಥರ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಎಷ್ಟು ನೀವು ಕಾಸನ್ನು ನೀವು ಹಾಕಿದ್ದೀರಾ, ಎಷ್ಟು ಪೆಟ್ರೋಲ್ ನೀವು ಹಾಕ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದೀರಾ ಅಂತ.
Finding the parking space is definitely not easy, but this boy made it so simple.
मैंने बहुत शॉपिंग मॉल में देखा है कि पार्किंग प्रॉब्लम होता है. ड्राइवर को पता नहीं चलता है कि इधर पार्किंग अवेलेबल है या नहीं. इसीलिए मैं ये प्रॉब्लम से हम दोनों मिलकर ये प्रोजेक्ट बनाया है.
हमारा ये एंट्री गेट है, इधर डिस्प्ले लगाया है, इधर कितना पार्किंग अवेलेबल है बताएगा. ये हमारा कार पार्किंग है. कार पार्किंग फुल रहेगा तो गेट नहीं खुलेगा. एग्जिट गेट से कार चले जाएगा तो डिस्प्ले पे एक नंबर बढ़ जाएगा. इधर आप देख सकते हो LED ऑन है. कार आगा तो LED ऑफ हो जाएगा कि ड्राइवर को पता चलेगा किधर पार्क करना है क्या नहीं.
This project is used in any shopping mall, cinema hall, airports, any public places.
Climbing stairs is difficult. Climbing them with the luggage is even more difficult. But this is a good idea.
అపార్ట్మెంట్స్లలో ఉండే వారికి ఖచ్చితంగా మెట్లు ఎక్కవలసి వస్తుంది. బరువు లగేజీతోనైతే మరింత కష్టం అవుతుంది. అందుకే నేను సులభంగా మెట్లపైకి లగేజీని తీసుకువెళ్ళే లగేజ్ క్యారియర్ తయారు చేశాను. మెట్లపై నుండి కిందికి లగేజీని తీసుకువెళ్ళవచ్చు. చంటి పిల్లలని కూడా తీసుకువెళ్ళవచ్చు. మెట్లపైనే కాక నేలపై రోడ్డుపై కూడా తీసుకువెళ్ళవచ్చు. లగేజ్ క్యారియర్కు ముఖ్యంగా 3 చక్రాలు కలిపి భుజ ఆకారం ఫ్రేమును అమర్చాను. ఆ తర్వాత ఈ 3 చక్రాల మధ్య ఒక యాక్సిల్ పైపుని అమర్చాను. ఈ యాక్సిల్ పైపుకి ఒక ఐరన్ చైర్ని అమర్చాను. ఐరన్ రాడ్ని అమర్చాను. చైర్కి సపోర్ట్గా UPVC పైపుని అమర్చాను. చైర్కి హ్యాండిల్ని అమర్చాను. చైర్కి బెల్ట్ని అమర్చాను.
ఇది తయారు చేయడం చాలా సులువు. లిఫ్ట్ లేని చోట, కూలీలు లేని చోట ఇది ఎంతో ఉపయోగపడుతుంది.
Billing counters have always been tiring with long queues. How about we skip it?
Shopping is simple, but waiting on a bill counter makes shopping much boring and a tedious task. Huge amount of rush plus cashier preparing bill with a barcode scanner. It's too time consuming and it results a long quest. This innovative project consists of an automated billing system which can be placed within the shopping trolley.
So wherever the shopper keeps a product in this trolley, it will detected by RFID module and it will display on LCD.
And again, if someone changes their mind, they can remove the product and the price of the product will be decreased automatically and the price will show on the LCD screen again. Shopper will purchase all the products and he or she just show the MasterCard on the RFID module and the total price will display on the LCD screen.
We would have called almost everything in life except this one.
So if you observe everywhere, we'll find a lot of dust. Everyone will say that to clean the dust, but no one is following that way. So what is the main function of this dustbin is it collects the dust from everywhere. So we have placed a transmitter here. If you take, there are 4 tables, T1, T2, T3, T4. If a person from T2 press this button, the dustbin come towards him or her and collects the dust and it go to its original place. This project can use on school, airports and offices.
And sometimes you do not have to call them. They'll keep coming.
Many of the Indian cities have massive garbage problem. As we walked around railway station, we saw people throwing the trash wherever they wish. We came with an interesting idea of making automated moving trash bin, which always moves on black line that is drawn around the platform.
This trash bin with wheels moves the predefined path. The automatic lid opener of the bin opens when we bring the trash near it. Today we made a small thing that we put the trashes in dustbin. This will be a big help to in your life and our society.
Ever entered a place that is completely controlled by Wi-Fi? You're just about to see that.
When we work in our lab, we forget to turn off lights and fans. Also, we need to go to switchboard to turn on lights.
To overcome this problem, we have developed and installed this device that makes my lab as a high Wi-Fi lab. To control the lights and fans, we have developed the app. In this app, we have buttons to control light and fans. By using this app, we can control fans and lights from anywhere in the world, and we can save lot of energy.
Multi-purpose vehicles. Ever heard school children making them? Here we are.
To perform multiple tasks such as plowing, leveling, sowing seeds, weeding, spraying and harvesting. Some ages farmers are facing lot of problems such as water problems, labor problems, etc. With this equipment, farmers can reduce time and labor charges, etc. Thus, he can save his expenses and do his activities timely without any delay. First of all, we make a vehicle with 2 wheels which we can require according to the need in the paddy field. Plow is used to till the soil and the plow is used to make the soil porous. Leveler is used to level the soil. Weeder is used to remove the weeds. Sprayer is used to spray the fertilizers and insecticides in plants.
Transplanter, the paddy saplings are transplanted by this at equal distance. It is useful for wet and dry crops.
But now, how about we assemble all of them together?
During lockdown, I was in my village where I saw my grandparents working in the field, and I was able to see how they are struggling to do work in the field at such an old age. So I discussed with my friend and we all decided to make an agriculture robot which we named as Mini Agrobot.
In this robot, we added tools to plow, sow seeds and level the ground. This robot will make farming easier for farmers and they will be able to see work of robot from far distance while standing or sitting below a shade.
Farmer will be able to operate this robot from mobile device. Here the digger tool will dig the ground. From this pipe, seeds come and fall on the ground where it was dug before. This roller will help in leveling the ground after sowing seeds.
That was amazing. I think I should say, indeed, that was mind-blowing presentations by the students, especially the part where the students enacted their projects. Atal Tinkering Labs indeed proved to be one spot in the school where interdisciplinary studies happened. Now, I would like to call the Senior Vice President, Business Unit Leader and CSR Champion, Mr. Sudhir Subbaraman, to address the audience.
Sudhir, you are on mute, I think.
Yeah, we can't hear him. Can't hear you.
CSR Director, Asia Pacific, CGI, Mr. Nirbhay, to address the audience.
Yeah, that was wonderful to hear. I think very, very insightful projects, be it working with the devices, electronic, or otherwise even physical materials. It was indeed for me personally very enriching experience while we had the challenges of the COVID or otherwise. I think it was a wonderful effort from the students as well. Great. I think a lot of effort has actually gone into this to make this happen. The kind of effort that's required to make this happen over the months, it's not just about the days, but over the months that they have worked together. While any amount of thanks is not sufficient, however, I will make those. A big round of thanks to NITI and Innovation Mission, especially Dr. Chintan, Deepali Upadhyay and the team for the constant support that we were extended, be it early days and even today. The kind of support that we receive, and especially for this, make it happen year 2, is extremely helpful. Thank you so much for that. And of course, our implementation partner, led by Dr. Anjali, Sudha and Vasu, for taking this effort, reaching out to schools, parents, and the communities to shoot this during the lockdown and make it happen. Thank you so much, Learning Links Foundation team. And a big round of applause to the headmasters, school principals, utterly in charges for Atal Tinkering Labs, especially for teachers, for your continued support to allow us to work with you, irrespective of the COVID or otherwise. And of course, CGI volunteers for their constant mentoring support. That's something that was extended even during the COVID times. And of course, the heroes and heroines of this program is the students for putting up their hard effort to make this happen, especially for coming forward to make this happen, and wonderful to see those brilliant projects. And the last ones to be thanked, while they are not the least ones, for the thank for the parents for allowing the students to come back to the schools, work on projects, allowing us to work extra time, given that the COVID has challenges. Thank you so much, parents, for supporting all of us to make this happen. And thank you so much for each one of you here on this call, whom I am not thanked. Thank you, Sudhir and George, for joining us today to make this happen. I know the time is invaluable, and your support has been extremely helpful to make this happen year on year. And we look forward to your continued support. Thank you so much. Over to you, Smita.
Thank you so much, Mr. Nirvay. The vision of CGI has definitely created so many innovators out there. Well, that's all about the program STEM Spark Innovation at Schools. It all began with the opening of laptop screens. Interaction became so much dependent on wires and batteries. Headphones became part of basic needs. It was definitely not easy for everyone to get accustomed to the new scenario. However, here we are. Congratulations and thank you to all the students for all those efforts to make this possible.
Innovations and inventions happen when there is a requirement. Now, these requirements can be felt by the students with deep emotions, which we call as empathy. Sometimes students wanted their friends and family to be safe and secure. And finally, the students would definitely want their life to be really luxurious and convenient. With all these three aspects of their requirement in this year, they wanted to make their ideas a reality. And thanks to the platform of Atal Tinkering Labs and all the schools across, the students were able to make all such projects. Apart from all the pandemic situations or any obstacle that have come across, students managed to pull it up. Thanks to all the partners out there, Learning Links Foundation Innovation Coaches and CGI to make this possible another year once again. We would be extremely happy and excited to see all the participants out there with multiple more innovations back again with next year, Innovation Fest 2022. As of now, thank you so much for being present out there. It was great showing all these innovations to all the people out there. See you again in the next year.
Thank you, CJ. Thank you, CJ. Thank you, CJ. Thank you, CJ. Thank you, CJ.
Thank you, CGI.